Okay guys, so we're back. Essentially, we're just gonna continue through this little old dungeon. It's really not a big dungeon at all. There's a couple monsters, not that many. Woof.
Yikes! A monster?
Huh. Never seen this kind before.
Looks like a flying feline. Careful, everyone.
There we go.
Enemies ahead! We'll have to fight.
Okay, turn order. Active combatants can each take action on their turn. After doing so, the ally or enemy below them in the battle takes their turn. Turn bonuses in battle. There are a variety of bonuses that can appear at different times. 10% HP heal. Interesting. By dealing damage, dealing or receiving damage, you gain craft points, and these points can be used crafts.
Go! Alright. My turn. Alright. My turn.
Is everybody okay?
Yes, everyone's okay.
Please tell me there aren't more of those things lurking around here.
I hate to tell you, but I can sense more further.
Anyway, let's just stay alert.
Sorry for not talking and eating at the same time. The active voice records lists at least 50 active voice lines heard, allowing you to reread them or listen to them again. Monster Guide automatically records information on monsters you fought, serving as a valuable reference. Both can be accessed via the back button or by choosing the note by selecting the tab in the camp menu. Okay, interesting. If you hit these vases, you can actually sometimes get items like this. So that's pretty cool, nifty. So anyway, let's continue. Now we're gonna run down here real quick because there's a treasure chest. So we just got a bunch of different type of seraphs. And we'll talk more about what seraphs are. Herring, I can see something up those stairs to the right. I wonder what it could be. Let's go check it out. God dang it. It's not letting me go down here. Okay, well. Let's go here.
Huh.
Needle shot.
There
This
seems
looks
to be
like
a
another
treasure
quartz.
chest here.
So we can set it into our Arcus units. Most likely. Let's give it a try. Excuse me. There are several varieties of quartz that can be used with Arcus ornaments. Example 1. Quartz that enable you to use specific arts. Example 2. Quartz that increase your status. Example 3. Quartz with multiple functions, mostly rare quartz. Okay. Petrify. Yeah, sure, why not? Tear and Aqua Bleed. Okay. Let's go. Is that? Looks like an orbiting charging station. Like these are often found left behind by some kindly explorer in particularly dangerous areas. If you encounter one, walk up to it, press A, and rest to restore HP and EP of all party members. This could be Lightsaber. We find ourselves flagging after a battle. Yeah, we should come back here and rest if we need to, just on the safe side. So, ooh, there's another one of these. Nothing. I do not think physical attacks are going to be very effective against that monster. Excuse me. I think you're right. We'll need to rely on arts this time. Got it. Actually, attacking with my audible tabs is basically the same effect as an art, just without casting time. So if worst comes to worst, I should be able to run up and smack it. Wow, really? I can see that thing coming in handy. Well, we're counting on you. Lead the charge then. Here it goes. Arts are kind of magic, which requires orbital use. They can be used by setting a quartz or master quartz in an orbit. Arts require cast and consume EP. When used, attack arts, especially effective against enemies with high evasion or resistance to physical attacks. Support arts, use buff, heal, or augment allies. This shows the effects of each element will be based on the enemy. Okay, so efficiency example. Water arts will deal normal damage. Wind arts will only deal 80% damage. Fire arts will do 155% of normal damage. Discover which elements an enemy is weak against to finish them off quickly. Okay, so it's fire. Fire and earth. Okay, so if we go arts and we go firebolt.
Arcus, activate.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, he doesn't really have any.
Leave it to me.
Think. Yeah, they're not weak.
Here we go.
All right.
My turn.
Excuse me.
All right.
I'm just coughing a lot. Let's go heal real quick, just because we're right here. Rest. Thank you. Moving on. Okay, so that's also a slight
Make sure we're not going in
iffy
circles.
with the turbo. If you turbo too much through like a short area and there's a lot of talking points, it'll trigger all of them and they will talk over each other, which is kind of a sad thing, but can't really do much about it. An insectoid monster, huh? Looks like that shell can take a real beating. Might be pretty tough to take down. Agreed. We'll need to keep our wits about us against this one. We should probably give it everything we've got, arts and crafts included. Arts and crafts included. Let's see what works best. Oh shit. Okay, this shows status. Okay, so this is elemental status effectiveness. Okay. Delay, vanish, burn. Okay.
My turn. There.
That's much. What does that do? Health regen and defense. No, they're not really weak to fire. We'll just do it like that.
It's my turn.
You're mine. You're mine.
My turn.
There we go.
You're mine. My turn.
I'm so glad he's just like getting to dodge all of these.
It's my turn.
My turn.
Go.
It's my turn.
My turn.
There we go.
My turn.
Leave it to me. Together.
Elliot, are you okay?
I don't see any obvious injuries.
I'm okay. I was just so relieved the fight was over. The strength kind of just left my legs. I'm amazed how calm you two are. You don't seem tired or worried or anything.
I guess I'm just used to fighting monsters like these.
You need a hand?
No, I'll be fine. It was just a momentary lapse on my part. And...
Look out!
Elliot!
Huh?
No!
Looks like I made it just in time. Thank you.
Oh, it's you!
You said your name was Machias, right? That's right. I came to realize that I shouldn't have just stormed off like I did. I let that arrogant noble goad me into losing my composure, acting on impulse. So I just wanted to say, I'm sorry.
No sweat. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, we all have moments when we say or do things we regret. That's human nature for you. Oh, and thanks for saving.
I'm just glad I happened to be passing by. After I'd cooled my head, I decided to retrace my steps. Is it just the three of you here?
Yeah, we stood around talking for a while, so the others are probably ahead of us at this point.
I don't think there's any reason to go back any farther. I can't imagine you'll find anyone.
I see. I don't suppose you'd mind if I came with you, would you? I'm reasonably skilled with a gun, so you might find it useful having me along.
Sure thing. Welcome aboard. The name's Rean Schwarzer.
I'm Elliot Craig. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Gaius Warzel. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure's mine, I assure you. My name is Machias Regnitz. Could I ask you what social class you each belong to? I realize how that must sound, considering my recent outburst. But please, don't take it personally. I'm simply curious to know who I'm associating with.
Well, both my parents are commoner.
Likewise, though my homeland has no classes.
Ah, so you're from abroad. What about you, Rean?
Well... let's just say I haven't got a drop of noble blood in my veins. So I guess we're all in equal standing here.
Well, now that's a relief. We should probably get moving then. Somewhat concerned about the girls, as you might imagine. I'd feel much better if we were around to help if they wound up in danger.
Yeah, I suppose there's strength in numbers.
All right, let's go.
Machias has joined the party. You can expand the minimap by pressing the start button. This allows you to view the area's topography. Okay. Don't think you can actually... Yes, we can. There we go. Let's move on.
What's a place like this even doing in
Yeah.
the school grounds? Enemy sighted! Let's take them out!
Okay.
My turn!
Leave it to me. Go! It's my turn!
Feeding through all these.
Go! Right!
My turn!
It's my turn.
Here we go.
Here we
Level
go.
4.
Okay.
Level 4.
I did it!
I did it!
Just getting started.
Machias is already level 4. How nice for him. Okay, so it is this way that we need to go. Okay.
Enemy sighted! Let's take them out! It's my turn. My turn. Leave it to me. It's my turn.
There we go.
Go!
This game, it's really not that difficult. Once you get the battle system down, it's honestly pretty easy
Enemy
from that
sighted.
point.
Take him. My turn.
Right.
All right. Right. Here we go.
Right.
All
There
right.
we go. So, well, I mean, it's one of these games that, like, once you honestly get used to the way the system works, it's really gonna be hard for it to leave your system. Like, because it's just one of those things where it's like, you're not gonna forget it.
You're mine. Leave it to me.
Go. Which way hits us the most? Can you actually move to right there?
My turn.
Leave it to me.
You're mine.
Okay.
All right. You're mine. Too slow. Here we go.
Go.
You're mine.
It's my turn.
All right.
Right.
My turn.
Leave it to me.
All right.
There we go.
My turn.
Here we go.
Okay.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Gotta find out. It is. I believe we need to head down, actually. Oh,
We meet.
Good to see you guys are hanging in there.
I'm glad the four of you are on.
Well, it seems you've cooled your head a bit at least.
Yes, I've calmed down now.
At any rate, I don't believe I've introduced myself yet, have I? I'm Laura S. Arcade, from the town of Legram. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Huh. Legram.
That's down on the southeastern outskirts of the Empire, isn't it?
Correct. It's an old castle town on the shores of Lake Ebble. We're connected to the rest of the country by train, but other than that, it's a fairly remote region.
That name sounds so familiar. Wait, so your father would be...
Yes, my father is Viscount Arcade, Lord of Legram. Do you take issue with that?
No,
Marcius was. I can only speak for myself, but I don't feel I've ever done anything to bring shame upon myself in Adios' eyes, and I fully believe the same to be true.
please, I meant no offense. Say, I don't believe we've been...
I'm Emma Milstein. Like Laura, I come from a distant region of the Empire. I was only able to attend Thor's thanks to a scholarship, in fact. It's very nice to meet you.
A scholarship? Indeed. Now that you mention it, our instructor did say yours was the top score on the entrance exam. To think I was outdone. By a girl, no less.
You must be quite the prodigy.
Maybe it seems like it now, but really, I'm not. I don't have any training in the martial arts either, so this is the weapon they recommended for me.
Oh, cool! You got an orbital staff too. Yours looks different from mine, though.
Huh, so it does. I wonder if it's just cosmetic.
We're all acquainted now. It's only proper that you introduce yourself.
Yeah, okay. I'm Lisa R. from Ruhr. It's a pleasure to meet almost all of you. Elisa.
Ruhr, huh? What's it like living there? There's probably a new technological breakthrough every week.
The Reinford Company is based in Ruhr, and they're the largest heavy industry corporation on the...
I suppose they are.
So, hey. I guess that bow must have been in that case you had with you when we first met, right? I've never seen one like it. Is there some kind of orbital mechanism built in?
There is, but I don't see how that's any of your business.
Ouch.
Yeah. Anyone got any ideas on... We've all run into each other wandering around.
I think that would be for the best. It's not safe.
You needn't to be concerned about that.
I beg your...
I don't mean to boast, but I'm confident my swordsmanship will be more than sufficient to protect us. For now, I think it's best to remain in separate groups. There are still 2 of us who remain unaccounted for.
That's right. We still haven't run into that silver-haired girl.
In that case, 2 teams means double the... 2 teams is double the coverage, and double the chance of crossing paths with our missing companions. How's that sound?
I have no objections. So then, shall we be...
All right. We'll see the 4 of you later then.
She really doesn't seem like she's gonna let that go, does she?
It was clearly an accident, everyone could see that. But I don't suppose it makes any difference to her. Still, is no one else worried about leaving a group of girls to fend for themselves in a place like... There are 4 of us here. Perhaps one of us should go follow them.
I don't think we have anything to worry about as long as Laura's with him. She really wears her skill on her sleeve. I doubt she drags around a sword that big just for show.
It's certainly an enormous blade. I'd call it comically huge if it didn't look so dangerous. But at the end of the day, a lady is a lady.
She's taller and sturdier than I am. Though I admit it's still hard to believe anyone could swing that beast of a sword.
I'll bet she can whip it around without breaking a sweat. The Arside School of Swordsmanship serves as a general basis for the techniques used by knights throughout the Empire, and her father, the Viscount, is arguably the strongest swordsman in the country. People call him the Radiant Blade Master. I doubt any of the other students here could even stand their ground against her in combat, much less beat her.
Wow, interesting. I didn't know there were still roots of the old knightly styles alive in the Empire.
You sure know a lot about this stuff.
I'm a swordsman myself. I guess the lore sort of comes with the territory. At any rate, how about we pick up the search? I'm worried about that silver-haired girl. And we still need to track down Duke Alparea's son, too.
That's true.
I couldn't care less.
Come on now. That's no way to treat someone you just met.
Alright, so...
Looks like the path splits. Which way do you think we should go?
I feel a little wind blowing from the east. I bet the exit's that way.
Alright, so obviously if he feels the wind east, we're supposed to go west.
Enemy sighted. Let's
For
take him out.
treasure.
Go! Leave it to me.
Right.
Leave it to my turn. That's the power.
Where?
Oh, a treasure chest.
There we go. Sadly, we can't give it to the other 2 people because they have collar required quartz. That means you just can't put whatever quartz you want in there, and some slots are like that, so you just have to play around with it and build up your best type of offense and defense.
Witness, give us your blessing. Leave it to me.
Artemis, activate. My turn.
It's my turn.
There we go.
It's
Level
my
5.
Together.
An A+
Moving on.
out. What's wrong?
More monsters?
No, not monsters. It's...
Oh,
It's the silver-haired girl.
I'm glad to see you're all... Though it looks like there was nothing to worry about in the first place.
Nope. I'm small and quick. These things can't lay a finger on me. Oh yeah, Fee Clausel. That's my name. You're just over halfway through. Keep it up. Later.
hey, wait!
Are you sure you'll be okay on your...
I'll be fine. I'm used to this. See you at the end.
What just... Wow.
She certainly wasn't fibbing about being quick on her feet. I guess we really don't need to worry.
Yeah, now I'm more convinced than ever that she knows exactly what she's doing. Just over halfway through? Has she already been to the exit and then come back?
Alright. So that's Fee. Now we just have one more person that we have to check up on. Whoops. Enemy advantage. Wasn't really my smartest move.
My turn!
It's my turn.
Right!
It's my... Here we go!
Here we go. Okay, moving on. Let's face him.
It's a fight they want. It's my turn.
Here we go!
You're mine!
Right!
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Here we go!
Right. All right.
Go!
It's my turn.
Come on. And another needle shot. I don't know why I'm not talking through these battles. They're not like they're that hard. I'm just so used to like super hard long battles because there are battles in this game that just become long and tedious.
Do you hear that?
Someone's fighting up ahead. Come on!
Wait for me! That was really something.
Judging by that display, I take it that's another school of Imperial swordsmanship?
Right. That's court fencing, an agile style favored by the nobility. And judging by his poise, he's no amateur.
Did you need something?
Sorry, I didn't get the chance to...
I'm...
Guys, Warzel.
I believe I have already introduced myself. And I have to say, I didn't think you had it in you.
What are you talking?
After all that bluster about finding your way to the exit alone, I wasn't expecting... I assume you came to your senses shortly after you stormed off, and then wandered back to apologize. Truly, the virtue of the common man. Why, a preening noble such as myself would be far too proud to do such a thing.
What the hell is your problem? You nobles really are all the same. So full of yourselves, it's a wonder you don't pop. And you're not just a garden variety noble either. House Alberea is one of... I'll bet you just love looking down on...
You're one to talk. I don't need a lecture in rank from the son of the Imperial
Wait,
Oh, I thought the name...
Karl Regnitz, the first commoner ever to hold the seat of Imperial Governor in Heimdall. The first to rule, and this headstrong young lad just so happens to be a pretty rarefied heir for a simple commoner, don't you?
What does that have to do with anything? Yes, my father is the Imperial Governor, but he earned that position through years of hard, honest work. Don't you go lumping him in with you nepotists who get your titles handed to you just for being born.
perish the thought. No, I mainly just regard your father as a reformist and a close friend of the Chancellor. And as you're vividly aware, his faction is in conflict with the noble faction, led by none other than the four great houses. When you look at it that way, your vitriolic disdain for the nobility suddenly seems rather cheap, wouldn't you say?
Magius, don't do it!
I know he's taunting you, but lashing out at him isn't going to solve anything. And Eustace, don't you think that was a little uncalled for?
I wasn't the one who started.
Damn it, just let me go already! Sorry, okay? Just... You guys should just go on ahead with him.
Oh,
I think you went a little too... Being at odds with Machias is one thing, but dragging his father into it is pretty...
Perhaps I was. It would seem I still have much to learn.
huh?
You look shocked.
Well, you're... I wasn't expecting the son of a noble to admit he was wrong. Wait, no.
There's no need to address me. We may come from different social spheres, or so the idea goes.
Yeah, that's true.
Is class really that big a deal?
It is. This country has a long history, and the class system has been one of its central institutions. So what are you going to do? Machias said to go with...
I was intending to press on to the egg, but I'd prefer not to mimic the actions of his ilk, so...
What? I'm just surprised we're worthy of your company.
Let's just go with that.
We should get moving then.
If it's a fight they want.
My turn!
Okay, so we now have Motivate.
Alright, let's do this!
So Motivate boosts the attack power of all of our allies. I'm gonna do a resounding beat.
Give it up, everyone!
Very well.
I'm gonna have him cast Golden Sphere. Gale Singer that
Leave it to me.
way. There we go.
Here we go!
Very well.
Go!
So these battles are pretty boring at the beginning. Like,
He seems kind of losing.
okay,
I don't
so
know how
yeah,
to
these
break the
battles
ice.
at the beginning are extremely annoying, just because they're not hard. I mean, they're not, but other than that, it's just very interesting, to say the least. Like I'm trying to make it as interesting as I can, but there's only so much you can actually do to make these early battles interesting, considering all you really want to do is just hack and slash. Like, that is what it gets to at some battles, but at least, like, you actually have more to do, because you'll have more arts, more crafts, like co-op abilities, assist abilities. It just makes the combat system flow a little bit better. But as of right now, we sadly don't have any of those. So I believe if we go this way, we can get another quartz actually. So let's
Bring it on! Here we go! You're mine!
My turn.
My turn!
Alright,
My turn.
here we go!
My turn!
go.
Is
And
everybody
we're just gonna grab this. Nope. Those are all the Seraphim. So we actually need to go back. So it was this way. I didn't realize it was. Why are there so many of these things that spawn in a battle, but then like nothing else? I just wish we had like an all for one attack. I'm gonna do a resounding beat. We'll do an autumn leaf cutter.
There!
I'll handle this.
Right there.
to me.
What?
Go!
I'll handle that.
There we go. So,
All right.
I
Together.
believe it should be down here. Yeah, it's right there.
Let's get this over. Very well.
Rapid thrust.
Here we go.
We're just gonna firebolt. You're gonna resounding beat.
It's my turn.
What?
You're mine. My turn.
Very well.
I don't really just I really just don't know like all around like
My turn.
when like the game officially doesn't pick up until the first chapter just because that's when you officially have more freedom and you can
Oh,
go
treasure
around and you can
chest.
do more. Quartz. Give me needle shot. I'll give it to you. Just because over here this way, and then let's head up here. Okay, so here's a rest. Let's go ahead and rest. And just in case we die, save. It's one thing I love about this game. You can save literally everywhere you want to save. It doesn't matter, which is really nice.
Hey,
Looks like we are. That definitely seems to be the exit.
I can see the sunlight streaming in, so I'm guessing we're finally clear.
Ugh, this was a complete waste of time. Point considering the school's esteemed founder, I was expecting more of a
did we even fight the same enemies? What was all that business about?
Good question. We've got people here from different backgrounds. Is there some sort of secret agenda with this whole...
What was that?
There.
The statue?
What the heck is that?
A gargoyle come to life? What sorcery is this?
Are monsters like this common?
Not outside of old wives' tales, they...
This thing's cutting off our only route, no choice.
Right.
Finally.
Okay, so this is officially the first boss fight of the game. So we're gonna start by doing a bunch of just full-on
I'll handle this.
attacks with it, like this. We're gonna then motivate,
My turn!
and then resounding beat. Just because he's going to deal a lot of damage to us.
What?
It's my turn.
I'll handle this.
Here we go!
I'm gonna keep having
turn.
him attack that.
My turn.
All right.
My turn!
We'll do
My turn.
a rapid thrust.
Very well.
We'll do another motivate.
My turn!
My turn.
Resounding beat.
All right.
Very well.
My turn!
We'll
My
do
turn.
an airstrike.
All right.
Now that he's flying, he doesn't take physical attacks. So just start
I'll handle
casting
this.
magic.
Here we go!
My turn.
We'll do needle shot. Okay, so he's resistant to petrify.
It's my turn.
My turn.
I'm gonna move Elliot
Here we go.
Green back over to Elliot, so Elliot can cast Resounding Beat.
Yeah.
Firebolt.
My turn.
Air Strike.
Arcus.
It's my turn.
So don't get me wrong, normally this fight is a lot tougher, but because Elliot has the ability to just
I'll handle
constantly
this.
heal because of that, it makes this fight slightly easier.
Go.
It's my turn.
So essentially the way his craft ability works is every time you deal damage, you get health back. So because really the only way we can deal damage is through
Very
spells,
well.
we have to cast a spell, deal damage.
Go. Arc.
All right.
Arc.
Do
I'll
that.
handle this.
We're
This
sounding
is
beat
bad.
up. Tear, now, I haven't cast this ability yet. Tear is the healing move of the game. So, instead of Cure and like Curaga and like all those like heal spells, it's called Tear, Tira, Tearlithis, and Atheus, Athenalis? I can't say it, but essentially those are the healing spells of the game. I don't know if that'll do anything. Okay,
I'll
so it
handle
does.
this.
Right.
Motivate,
Go.
Gale Singer,
All right.
Rapid Thrust.
My turn.
Got him.
My turn.
And this is how all bosses will die in this game. I believe so. I can't remember a boss that didn't like explode like that, but so we did it.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Sweet. And we get all those extra things. Level 6, level 6.
Great.
And I believe Elliot just got his first attacking craft.
Well, that should be the end of it.
No, it's down.
That's one hell of a second win.
I can appreciate a certain degree of tenacity.
It's no use. We're too spent to go another. Guess I have no choice.
Stand back!
You made it.
You've certainly got some.
Seems like you're all okay at least.
I'm sorry we took so.
You're here, and that.
So, a gargoyle, is it? I didn't expect to find the Dark Ages alive and well. It doesn't seem like it'll.
Indeed. It's brushing.
Oh, with this many of us, we can.
Fine. I guess I'll help out.
Looks like you started the party with
You.
releasing limiter.
Take this! Break shot!
An opening.
Go!
This one's mine! Ah!
It's
We did it!
I think that's the end of it.
At the very least, that creature doesn't seem like he'll be coming back for a rematch anytime soon.
what happened there anyway?
Now that you mention it, I did feel something wash over me for just a second there.
It was like each of us were engulfed in some faint blue light.
What?
I did notice something as we fought. Perhaps it was just the blur of combat, but I felt like I could see everyone's movements in precise detail.
I don't think it was just your imagination.
Agreed. I have a feeling what we just experienced was...
The biggest selling point of the almighty Arcus? Give this man a prize. Looks like friendship and teamwork. I'm so proud of you guys. Anyway, that about finishes up today's special orienteering exercise. Aw, what's with the long faces?
What are we supposed to be happy about?
I have so many questions.
Oh?
I'll take a stab. What exactly is the purpose behind this Class 7?
I mean, we get that it's supposed to be some sort of melting pot that includes a broad cross-section of people.
But why were the 9 of us chosen in particular?
That is a valid question. There's no single monolithic reason why you all made the list. But if I had to name a major contributing factor, it'd be those Arcus ornaments you've got there.
How so?
Well, like I explained earlier, the Arcus units are developed jointly by the Epstein Foundation and the Reinford Company. Like any battle ornament, they let you use arts, and these have communication functionality built right in. But their crowning feature is what's known as combat linking. That's the phenomenon you all experienced just now.
So that's what that was.
Seems like a pretty apt term. It did feel like we were all connected somehow.
Precisely. Doesn't take a genius to imagine how much of an advantage a feature like that would be on a real battlefield. An elite unit that can sense each other's movements, acting in perfect sync even in the most chaotic conditions. You can hardly put a price on that. It could bring about a revolution in the way wars are fought.
It does...
Idealistic.
Well, yeah, the technology has its limits. Some have a natural aptitude for it, others just don't. And out of this year's fresh batch of bright-eyed students, the 9 of you turned out to have the highest aptitude. And since aptitude trumps background in Class 7, well...
I see.
But what gives us this aptitude, though, as compared to our peers? It just seems so random.
What indeed? As promised, if any of you have objections to being in this class, speak now or forever hold your peace. I think that pretty much covers the hows and whys of your situation. But this program isn't cheap to run, so we're not about to force anyone into it if they don't want to be here. You should also be aware that Class 7's curriculum will be tougher than any other class's coursework. Just fair warning. So now you know. And that leaves you all with an important decision to make. Oh, if you opt out, you'll just be placed in the class you would have been assigned to otherwise. There's no pressure. Nobles will land in Class 1 or 2, commoners in 3, 4, or 5. It's still just the first day, so there's no real catching up you'd have to do. I'm sure you'd fit in just fine.
I'll do it. Whatever Class 7 has to throw at me...
Well, wait, what?
Just like that?
So you're the first, then. You seem pretty sure about it. And
Not really. I just feel like I've put my family out asking them to send me to this school. So, if it gives me more to show for my time here, I'll take whatever opportunities come my way.
a noble sentiment.
Count me in as well. The greater the challenge, the more I can push myself to excel. One can't hone a blade without grit, after all.
Let's make it 3. Considering how far I came to attend this school, it'd be silly to back down before I even started.
Well, looks like we've got the country's strongest freshman on board, and our foreign exchange student, too. Any more takers? Allow
allow me to take part as well. I was only able to come because of the school's generosity, so I feel it's my duty to help in any way I can.
Sign me up too! I kind of feel like fate brought us here for a reason, you know? And you all seem pretty easy to get along with.
And that's a yes from our 2 Orbital staff testers. Though I feel compelled to remind you, your weapons are still in the prototype stage. So on top of your other work, I'll be expecting reports from both of you.
Of course.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Let me join too.
Huh?
Oh, there's a surprise. I was almost certain your rebellious streak would see you opt out just on general principle.
It does bother me that you've got us using these Arcus units that are still pretty clearly in development. But if I let every little nitpick like that hold me back, I'd never amount to much.
Words to live by right there. And that brings us to an even 6. Now, what about you, Fee?
Don't really care either way. You can choose.
Not this time. This is one call you're gonna have to make for yourself. That was the deal, remember? You need to take control of your own life. Well, at least you committed. We've got a magnificent 7 now. Which leaves just the 2 of you. I can see you got issues with each other, but that doesn't mean you can't at least try to work together. Why, if you just look past your differences and embrace the joys of youth, I'm sure you'll become the best of friends.
Like hell we will! The exploitation of the common people by the aristocracy is a blight on every facet of Erebonian life. Unless something is done about it, this country has no future!
I appreciate your candor, but I don't think you're going to achieve much by lecturing me about it.
Well, at least that makes this simple. I, Eustace Alvarea, claim my place as a member of Class 7.
Huh?
What? You're the son of a duke! Just the thought of being in the same class as commoners should make you sick!
I'll thank you not to tell me how I'm supposed to feel. As far as the House of Alvarea is concerned, there's little difference between other nobles and commoners. Besides, this should at least ensure I won't have fools flitting about every day trying to win my favor. That said, I have little interest in getting drawn into your petty arguments on a daily basis either. I think it would be prudent for us to go our separate ways. I'm certain we can at least agree on this.
I don't need some pompous ass who coasts through life on his father's coattails telling me what to do. I'm in. Come hell or high water. You might have had your successes spoon-fed to you up to now, but no outmoded class system is going to hand you trophies anymore.
We'll see about that.
They're going to be like this pretty much all year, aren't they?
Sure seems that way. I wouldn't bet on them ever seeing eye to eye.
Oh.
The pots shouldn't be too hard on the kettles.
Give a guy a break.
Well, how about that? 9 out of 9. With that, I'd like to congratulate all of you on being the first ever Class 7. I hope you keep those high spirits all year, because with the workload we've got planned for you, you'll need it.
Well, well, I wasn't expecting Class 7 to turn out It's certainly
You took... But perhaps this, too, is the divine providence...
How do you mean?
Seeing them there, I feel they have the potential to be the light a light that can break through the storm clouds that continue to build over our nation day by day.
Okay, so I did skip that just because sadly I can't have that music video playing again, so I had to skip it. But I did have it for the first video. It's the same exact music video. It just might be a little different because they're skipping it to the ending of the prologue. But anyway, this is the start of chapter 1 officially. So I am going to end the recording here, and I will see you guys next time, and I will not move from wherever they spot me. I just may skip through him.
Alright. Time to get going.
Oh! Are you heading to school now too?
Sure, it's getting late.
No problem.
I think Gaius in particular is...
Good morning.
Morning. Are you
Yeah, come on, Emma.
Hey!
She can't believe she'd be so...
No, she's not.
Well, as long as he class so I... These past 2 weeks have really flown by, haven't they? It's funny. I went into this thinking never would have guessed the academic...
Well, strong and... I do get what you mean, though.
I wish I were as smart as Machias or Emma. They don't seem to be having... But then, Emma got the top score on the entrance exam, and
I'm sure. Eustace and Elisa are apparently doing real... As are Laura...
Really? Guess I'm just gonna have to suck... Though I really do hope they don't...
Huh?
Oh, sorry. You got me thinking about Eustace and Laura. I've been talking to them the same way I talk to everybody else, but... And Eustace's family rules over the whole eastern side of the Empire.
Well, they both said it was... Though you probably shouldn't go picking fights with Eustace every chance you get. Like a certain...
Oh, I'd hoped they'd get along when the two of them are in the same...
It's not all Machias either. Eustace seems to enjoy provoking him at every... I can't even imagine what it would take to make them see eye to eye.
Yeah, I wish there was something we could do to help them get along. And that's where we'd be if we weren't in Class 7. Dormitory number 2. For all the common folk like us.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? I'm still kind of shocked that Class 7 gets to have its... Though, to be fair, I think that building was abandoned till this year.
Well, they did it. I just wish it were a little...
Hey, you're in our way. You're just a ragtag bunch of no. Come on.
Yes, Patrick. A word of advice. You might be part of a special class, but that doesn't change who you are. Never for...
So they're from one of the upper classes. This is why I hate talking to them.
Unfortunately, that attitude is all too common among the no... Thank goodness Laura and Eustace aren't...
That's the infamous dormitory number. It's supposed to be super fancy inside.
Wow. Guess that's our cute...
Yeah. Oh, hey, have you picked out... Doesn't sound like you have to or anything, but it's probably...
No,
Stand. Be seated.
As I'm sure you're all well aware, the Erebonian Empire was driven to the brink of collapse roughly 200 and... This was brought about by the conflict we know as the War of the Lions. A civil war lasting several years, staged over... But of course, I'm not here to tell you that. If I were, I think even young children would be... Rather, I'd like to discuss the effects this had on the Empire as members of many the land was... But then, he was a... And that name, he would later become known as Dreikel's the Lionheart. Not to mention the founder of Dreikel's army, but as he... Now, the place where Reem Schwarzer. Would you care to tell the class?
Okay, so this is one of those questions that you have to answer through class, and I really didn't think it would start me off straight here, but it is going to end right after this, and that's where I'm going to end the recording. But as of right now, you want to click the very last answer, and it isn't randomized. It will be the same one every time. So, wanderings led him to the land of Nord, where he lived with the Vagabonds for some time. Was instructed and heard by the Civil War taking place in Erebonia. These Vagabonds of Nord became his first allies. Yes, I got it right. Nord Highlands. Guess he didn't need my help after all. So these are things that you want to kind of increase with, because these actually affect your score at the end of chapters. So it's really just up to you.
Nice work, everyone. In case you've been living under a rock, please don't forget that it's not technically a day off, but there are no classes, so it's up to you. Why, you could go shopping in the
Yes, I'd like to be able to use the free stuff.
Of course! This school shuts down for no one. So feel free to patronize any and all facilities as you like. A lot of clubs.
I see.
I'll be sure.
Also, before you leave, we should go on Wednesday. You all have
What does that?
It's part of your combat. You'll be graded on your performance, so make sure. Might be a good idea to do some training on your own. Oh, and one more thing. After the practical exam is over, about a major part of Class 7's curriculum.
Here it comes.
So, whatever you choose to do on your free day, that concludes today's homeroom. Machias, if you'll do the honor.
Yes, instructor. All right.
So I would be reading through these, but I'm trying to skip it through. Essentially, they're just talking about all the clubs they've joined and how they've found it fun and everything, and how Reen still hasn't picked a club yet. And she's gonna ask Reen to go to the student council's place because she has a job she needs him to do. And then finally, after all that, I get control over Reen. So I'm going to save here, and I will see you guys next time when we play Legends of Heroes Trial by Cold Steel. Thank you all for watching, and please don't forget to have a good day. Goodbye.